Good morning, Internets, and welcome back to the reading of the Master List of Logical Fallacies with Al Muelger, Bryce Barnett, Sarah Leff. Today we are on PS 118. That's a Hey Arnold reference. Of the shopping hungry fallacy.
The shopping hungry fallacy, a fallacy of pathos, a variety of playing on emotions, and sometimes scare tactics, making stupid but important decisions, or being prompted, manipulated, or forced to freely take public or private decisions that may be later regretted but are difficult to reverse in the heat of the moment, when under the influence of strong emotion, hunger, fear, lust, anger, sadness, regret, fatigue, even joy, love, or happiness. Example: Trevor Noah, 2016, hosts The Daily Show on American television, attributes public approval of draconian measures in the Patriot Act and the creation of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to America's shopping hungry immediately after 9/11. See also scare tactics. We have to do something. The big butt fallacy and the big butt fallacy. Big butt.
I did not know that there was a name for what I was literally just telling Bryce that I have a tendency to do. That's kind of funny. Yeah, because I was talking to Bryce with like the situation with my parents, and he was like, "I'm sure your internal clock is you want to move out sooner rather than later because of all of this." And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to make any rash decisions when I'm high on emotions." Um, so I was trying to prevent myself from doing this fallacy. So,
I'm confused.
interesting that it came full circle, but
I'm
yeah.
confused. Is it saying, is the fallacy, is it forcing somebody to make decisions when the emotions are heightened? Or I'm not fully understanding. And I'm happy, Sarah, that you're understanding. I'm not understanding. I'm like reading it, and like as I was reading, I'm like, this isn't clicking to
What's
me. What
pathos again?
do not know. Let's look. What
I
is
forget like almost
A
every time.
quality that evokes pity or sadness is what pathos is.
okay?
I'd like another definition.
Okay. Pathos appeals to the emotions and ideals of the audience and elicits feelings that already reside in them.
Okay. So it's a fallacy of just like emotions, basically. That like emotions is you should trust those more than logic, kind of a fallacy.
Got it. Ugh. So it's saying that the fallacy, it. I need to read it again, but not
Okay.
out loud. I'll read it to myself because I'm still not understanding for whatever reason. It's just not clicking. Yeah, whatever. Make it easier to understand.
Adjacent fallacies is we have to do something in the big butt fallacy. So, I I definitely see the connection to the we have to do something because it's like I have strong emotions right now and I need to do something with these emotions, so I'm gonna do this. And it's like making a decision before really thinking about it, and then dealing with the repercussions. Now, the big butt fallacy, I need to reread that one because I don't understand how that connects. Uh, fallacy. Oh, there it is.
I see. Okay, so what it's saying is like, yeah, it's the shopping hungry fallacy appears to be what it's saying is making big decisions in response to emotional inputs is what it sounds like. It's like it's very similar to and the emotional inputs being related to the decision that needs to be made. Is it because what I'm trying to do is read it without the if I read it without all the parentheses stuff, it makes a little bit more sense. So example, a fallacy of pathos, a variety of playing on emotions and sometimes scare tactics, making stupid but important decisions in the heat of the moment when under the influence of strong emotion. So it's like, yeah.
Just reread The Big Butt Fallacy, and I remembered that the other word for that fallacy is the special pleading fallacy. So, meaning just making an exception when there's no rational reason to do so.
Mm,
So, it's like I would normally think through this thing very carefully before making a decision, but I have so much emotion right now that I'm just gonna disregard all the logic and do the thing anyways.
got it. Yeah. So I can't tell if the fallacy is, it says being prompted, manipulated, or forced. Um, so it sounds like the fallacy is like ignoring that emotions are playing a significant role. It's like the fallacy is like teeing up like we should do this thing while there's significant emotion that would sway a decision being made in some direction that would stop the individual from assessing the entire thing. So
Hmm.
I can't tell if it's the act of presenting a decision uh, that is matching the appropriate emotional response or an inappropriate emotional response, or if it's forcing a decision to be made while there's lots of emotion, or both. Um, but in either of those cases, one either presenting a decision to be made and or forcing a decision to be made while there's lots of emotion. I can definitely say I've done this one in the past. Mostly when it was in two instances. One, when I would characterize myself as being very opportunistic. I think also uh, in sales, this is done a lot. So like if they have financial pressure and they're told as an example, if you invest in this thing, you will make more money. And if you don't do it now, you're just being not successful. And so if you feel lots of pressure right now and you feel lots of fear and doubt and worry, that's actually why you should make a decision right now. So I think that that's a big part of um, what's promoted in sales culture. Um, and yeah, in a time where I was more opportunistic, like when I was in Vector, um, and just in more of a sales capacity, um, I think I would have been more prone to do something like this. I try,
Yeah.
I try right now in my life, this is one that I try intentionally to, at least in my own experience with myself, I try to avoid it as much as possible. Like example, when a buddy of mine, when I was in extreme financial duress and he reaches out and says, "Hey man, do you want a full-time job?" My response to him was exactly, "I'm not closed to the idea." And I said, "Can you give me 24 hours to give you a solid yes or a no? Because I need to evaluate if I'm actually a full yes to this or a full no to it." Because I didn't know because the emotions were so high. So I try to do that as much with myself now, and I also try to give other people that same courtesy. I don't like putting people into a corner of like you got to make a decision right now because the emotions are high and that's blah 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 blah. Um, but yeah, it's kind of my overall response to it.
Yeah, I definitely did this a lot in sales as well when I was at Vector. Kind of like literally the entire idea of doing a Kako demo is to raise negative emotions on how much money they were wasting on either going out to eat or spending money on crappy knives. So they were kind of like angry with themselves that they've been wasting all this money, and then being presented with a solution that would make them happy. And and it's like, and you have to do it right now, otherwise I'm not doing this deal later, kind of a thing. And that
Yeah.
worked every time.
Yeah.
And that's this fallacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting actually because I've been actively working on a process of doing sales that doesn't include the agitation of the pain and the creating an attractive solution and all of that. Um, and I did a test of it. I've done multiple tests and I've worked on this many times, and I built a business that did just shy of $250,000 in 3 years on that philosophy. So it does work. And I did an iteration about a month and a half ago where I was like, let me take the hands off the wheel and the no pressure to a whole other level. Let me create zero pressure of any kind. And if someone says yes right now, but they're like, I gotta figure out how to pay, don't worry about trying to quote unquote handle the objection or get around it and collect some money right now. Just let it be. And of the 7 people who said, yes, I want to do this, I just need all 7 of them said yes. All 7 of them said, I got to figure out how I'm going to pay for it. Or no, I'm sorry. All 7 said yes. 6 said, I got to figure out how to pay for it. One of them paid on the spot. All 6 that said, I got to figure out how to pay for it. Slowly but surely, every single one of them fizzled out, even though every single one of them said, yes, I want the service. So, and that was when I took all like zero idea of we got to do this now. I was like, no, let me pull that out of here completely. Let me pull the urgency out of it. So it's interesting because I very much believe that at the heart of what this fallacy is actually a lot of manipulation and deception. And I think it needs to not be done. And I'm also still in the process of figuring out, okay, well, how exactly do you get someone to make a decision right now that they say yes, they want to do, but there's something uncomfortable? Like, what's the way to have someone do it effectively without using any type of manipulation? I haven't figured that one out yet.
Um, Couple things I want to mention. The first one is simply just the name of the fallacy, the shopping hungry fallacy. I believe this is referring to the idea that if you are going grocery shopping, you shouldn't do it when you're hungry,
Yep.
because then you buy way too much food.
Yeah.
I believe that's what that is referring to. Um, and so it's like, okay, you buy so much because you think you need it right now, and you don't.
Yep.
Um, Kind of the eyes are bigger than your stomach kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then when it comes to like the idea of this being manipulative, um, fallacies can be used for good and they can be used for evil. And so one of the things that um I, at least in my opinion, um brought I don't know if joy is the right word, but I guess comfort was if I in Vector, whenever I was selling Cutco, um I would spend a lot of time building rapport with people and getting to know their financial situation. And if I, in my opinion, assessed they are in no position to buy anything right now, then my number one goal was to just put on a fun show, and get a lot of recommendations. And I would rather not have them buy much at all. Maybe just one knife if they wanted if something, but like I wanted to be as attached to their needs as possible. And so yeah, and recommendations are free. So like, I would much rather them participate in the most healthy way possible. And if that was not buying anything, I was totally okay with that. Um and also I felt like I got way more recommendations when I did that. Because they were like, oh, he doesn't pressure at all. Um versus if somebody was definitely in a position to buy and like they cook a lot and it would like be a disservice to them if they didn't get Cutco, then I would push this a little more. Um not because I think it's manipulating them to do something that they don't want to do. But in other words, this is also simply just kind of communication in a way, of just like helping people create the logical steps to get them to do the thing that they don't want to, excuse me, creating logical steps for them to do the thing that they didn't know that they want to do, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I personally don't see this one as automatically bad. I This one for me is in the camp of it's definitely can be used for both. And
Mhm.
so whoever is intentionally using this needs to have the responsibility to use this in the right way. Same thing with argumentum ad mysterium, argument from mystery, where uh artists are it is impossible for artists to not use that one because you're conveying a message using art, and that has great influence over people. And so it is the artist's responsibility to use that in the most morally correct way as possible. And I feel the same kind of thing with this is that this is if you're really breaking it down to the fundamentals of like helping people figure out what they want to do, that you should be on the same wavelength as them, um, to uh, make sure that you are in their best interests, and not just doing something for a selfish financial gain. In other words, I think it's okay to use this if you think in your business that it's truly helping people. But if you're ever feeling the ends justify the means kind of a thing, then you should maybe self-reflect a little bit more if that's going through your mind kind of a thing.